How to free yourself from panic attacks. With all the stresses and strains of modern living, panic attacks are becoming a common problem for many people. Panic attacks occur when the pressure we are living under starts to creep up and overwhelm us. Often it's a result of running on the treadmill of life and forgetting to watch the signs and symptoms of the effects of excessive stress on our bodies. Thankfully, panic attacks are very treatable. Often it is just a matter of learning to recognize the symptoms and learn simple but effective techniques that help you release yourself from the crippling effects a panic attack can bring. If you've ever experienced a panic attack, you know how it feels. It can come on very suddenly and is incredibly intense. You feel anxious or fearful and your heart pounds. Many people suffering from a panic attack will feel like their heart is giving out and may be fearful that they are going to die. Though it feels like it lasts forever, panic attacks only normally last between 5 and 20 minutes. While many people will have one or two in their lifetime, if they are occurring on a regular basis and begin to impede the day-to-day rhythm of your life, you may in fact have a panic disorder. It is more common for women than men to suffer from reported panic attacks. However, due to the fact many panic attacks can be misdiagnosed as heart problems, which men tend to report more than women, it is possible the statistics are unofficially a lot closer together. Left untreated, regular panic attacks can cripple you and prevent you from carrying out your everyday activities. However, thankfully, panic attacks are very treatable, and you don't need to suffer under them forever. So let's start by taking a look at the physical signs. What are the physical signs? If you've ever wondered the power of our minds over our bodies, then a panic attack is an excellent illustration of how powerful our thinking is over the mechanics of our bodies. There are a range of physical symptoms our mind can generate around our bodies. As everyone is different, you may not experience all of these to experience a full panic attack. However, if you experience several of these together, it is likely you are having a panic attack, a feeling of lightheadedness or dizziness. This is often at the beginning of the attack. You can feel a little like you've had a few glasses too much to drink, or a sense the room is shifting a little around you. There may be a rushing sound in your ears as the blood moves away from your brain, causing you to feel like you may faint. Difficulty in breathing. Your throat feels as if it has a large lump in it, and it hurts to swallow. Your chest tightens and constricts, and it's difficult to take deep, slow breaths. It feels a little like you've just been sprinting for a few kilometers, and you need to catch your breath. Your heart rate increases. Your pulse becomes faster and fluttery and sometimes a little uneven. Your heart is thumping against your chest, and you are unable to slow it even if you are sitting still. Hot flushes. Your face feels flushed, and it feels almost as if you have a high temperature. You can also feel nauseous, as if you are trying to fight off an infection. Waves of anxiety. The anxious feelings rise and fall through the attack as you struggle to regain control. As each wave comes, it becomes a little more intense. Unable to stop unwanted thinking. The inability to keep control of your thinking, struggling to manage where your thoughts go. Your thoughts may skip from normal everyday concern to imagined fears, fantasizing the very worst outcome of whatever you are battling. It can run as a loop inside your mind, repeating the very thoughts you least enjoy. Feeling disconnected from reality. You're unable to place the way you feel with what is actually happening. Often part of you can know what you are thinking is incorrect, and it's too much, but you still can't stop. It's like there are two of you inside your mind, one stable and sensible and the other losing it, and the sensible one can't shout the panicking side down. Feeling out of control. Panic attacks are in the main a loss of control. From your physical manifestation of panic to your thoughts, you lose the ability to manage the way you think and act. The problem is that much of the effect is internal, so while you may be deathly panicked inside, with your heart racing and your mind going all over the place, your physical body can remain completely still. It's like panic is running a marathon inside your body, and you can't work out how it can escape. Many people confuse the sense of panic with having a heart attack. The sensation can feel almost the same. Due to this, it is a very good idea to seek out professional attention to ensure there is not a physical reason for your attack. What are the symptoms? Researchers are still unsure what causes panic attacks. However, if other family members have suffered from them, there is a stronger likelihood that you too may do so. Stress, of course, can also play a large factor with panic attacks, often first appearing at times of great change, such as getting married, having a child, moving homes, financial stress, or changing career. Sudden changes that are out of your control, such as the death of someone close to you, a marriage breakup, or redundancy, can also trigger a panic attack, particularly if there were additional stressors ongoing at the same time. If you have a close relative who is bipolar or suffers from depression, that can also increase your chances of suffering from a panic attack. However, there are several physical ailments and conditions that can also share the same physical feelings as a panic attack. It is a very good idea to check these things are not causing your panic feelings. Mitral valve prolapse. This is when one of the heart valves does not close off properly. It is not a major condition, but should be diagnosed and treated to prevent further complications. Tachycardia. You may experience a raised heart rate due to a tachycardia attack. This may be a symptom of another heart-related syndrome, and your doctor will probably suggest an ECG to check for any illegalities. Hyperthyroidism. This is also often accompanied with a loss of appetite and weight loss. This can be checked with a simple blood test and is treatable. Hyperthyroidism is caused by an overactive thyroid. Hypoglycemia. A very low blood sugar count can send your body into overdrive as it tries to protect the brain and keeps it functioning. This can also be a precursor to diabetes. A test of your glucose tolerance can help earmark whether this could be an issue for you. Overuse of stimulants. Anything that artificially increases the heart rate, such as too many coffees and energy drinks, illegal drugs such as cocaine, or the use of amphetamines, can cause you to display some of the same characteristics. Adjusting to a change of medication. If you've been on a course of medication for a length of time and then taken yourself off it, sometimes there can be a physical reaction as your brain adjusts to the different chemicals in your body. If you are on a medication long-term, consult your doctor before coming off it, as they may have some suggestions on how to provide your body with the best way to have little to no reaction to the change. Running on empty. If you live in a constant state of flux, with high stress levels, you may be suffering from adrenal failure, which can trigger panic attacks. Adrenal failure is a growing problem in today's busy life, and can lead to hyperthyroidism and other complications if not treated. Depression can bring on panic attacks. It's important to look at the whole range of feelings and symptoms you are dealing with. While it is possible to alter your behavior and learn simple methods to cope, it is equally as important to ensure you receive the correct medication to help you while you learn these methods if necessary. What causes a panic attack? Besides the situation's reasons mentioned above, researchers are unsure about the exact reason for panic attacks. In many ways, it's just our bodies designed to do what they should, but in our modern world, our bodies do not have the same required need to run out or stress, being chased by a saber-toothed tiger who wants his dinner. Our natural defense system against stress is our flight and fight response, which is one of our most basic and primitive action, and also one of our most powerful. It's meant to be powerful as it's meant to protect us from moving buses, falling trees, and anything else that may come between us and life. This flight-or-fight response speeds up your heart, pumping adrenaline into your blood to get you ready to run for your life. Our poor bodies have not evolved as fast as our world, so while our brain is telling us to run, our bodies stall nice and still, or sitting quietly somewhere. The fight-or-flight response is meant to help you either stand and cope with the danger, or run away from it. It's normal and it's natural. What makes a panic attack different is there is no danger, it's just the expectation or preemptive possibility of danger that's triggering it. While some panic attacks can be attributed to a family history of panic attacks, or to a psychological disorder, they can also occur with no clear reason. Stress can trigger a panic attack. People who live stressful, high-powered lives are more likely than others to suffer from panic attacks. As the stress in our lives becomes more intense, the pressure increases. It's a little like one of those whistling kettles that explode with steam and noise. Once they get to the right temperature, the pressure builds and builds until there is nowhere for it to go but course through your body. The more stress you place on your body and mind every day, the closer you are at all times to that boiling point. Our brain is very clever. It is constantly checking and rechecking to make sure we have all the reactions and chemicals we need to live our lives. It is always ready to kickstart our flight-or-fight response, ready to protect us against whatever is our enemy. It can't tell the difference between a real saber-toothed tiger and a metaphorical one, but to all intents and purposes, the tiger is just as dangerous and we need protecting from it. The panic attack is merely our body trying to look after us the way our bodies have been caring for us since we first experienced stress. Just because our brain thinks it's life-threatening doesn't mean that it is. It just means our most primitive part of our body, the part that works completely on instinct rather than logic or reason, has decided we need a bit of a kickstart. This can be either because we were living on a constant rollercoaster of stress, or because something in our environment has reminded us of something we associate with danger and the need for a flight-or-fight reaction. If you've ever brushed past a car alarm, barely touching it, and it's gone off, you'll know how easy it can be to set off something incredibly sensitive. Our flight-or-fight response can be like that too. We can become so sensitive that it starts up at the smallest incident, and it's difficult to stop it once its screams of protest against danger have begun. The solution is simple. If we go back to our whistling kettle, the simplest way to stop it boiling, letting all that steam and noise go, is to turn down the heat. Our panic attacks can be managed or prevented in the same way. All we need to do is turn down the heat. Even if the day-to-day stress remains, we can learn to manage it at a simmering boil, rather than at a fast and furious froth of bubbles and heat. To get the complete article of this video, please check the description below. The information in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. For medical advice, please consult with a physician or qualified medical professional. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please share with your friends. And please subscribe to our channel, leave us a like, comments, if you haven't already done so.